to me. If you can't kill, then what are you good for, Dalek?
I demand orders!
They're never gonna come. Your race is dead. You all burn, all of you. 10 million ships on fire. The entire Dalek race wiped out in 1 second.
You lie!
I watched it happen. I made it happen.
It's all the I say. Why? I can feel them as they work each day, knowing the time was coming for them to be thrown away again. Not again, please. And then they are destroyed and they feel death, and all they can say is why.
You will save Clara, and you will do it now, or I will rain hell on you for the rest of time.
Doctor, stop talking like that. You can't.
I can do whatever the hell I like. You've read the stories. You know who I am. And in all of that time, did you ever hear anything about anyone who stopped me?
I know the doctor. The doctor...
The doctor is no longer here. You are stuck with me. And I will end you and everything you love.
Watching Joker's Wild, your number one alternative to whatever the heck that was. Truly, but what was that?
I'm being serious. I mean, which part of that was Doctor
I
Who?
remember growing up with the likes of Tom Baker in the titular role. The show was always able to strike that balance between high stakes drama and a storyline that was all out bonkers. It never lost sight of the fact that the events you were watching unfold mattered. The Daleks being stopped mattered. The Doctor achieving the goals he set out to achieve mattered. As a child growing up, it was essential viewing. As much a piece of British culture as your local fish and chip shop. Then one day it, I don't know, disappeared from pop culture altogether. Minute it was there, next minute it was gone. That is, until it was brought back, shiny and new, starring Christopher Eccleston. Some of the Doctor was a lot more no-nonsense. This Doctor would sooner run up to a Dalek and kick him in his little robot nuts and bring out his sonic screwdriver and give that a wave. Change was successful too, brought in a lot of new eyeballs to the franchise, brought back a lot of old ones too. The show just got better and better. Each actor explored a different psyche of the Doctor's multifaceted psychosis.
What does that mean? Huh? I don't even know what the hell that means.
Storylines better and better. Mixture of wacky and super clever ideas. Special effects budget got bigger. I'm sure it was scare the crap out of you sometimes. Somehow always maintained that balance right to keep it family entertaining. Some of my favourite storylines ever will come out of this new Who phase. Stories like The Girl in the Fireplace, Stuff of Nightmares. Listen, oh man, ditto. And then there's my favourite like, of all time, featuring surely the greatest villains ever created in the entire Whoverse.
Sheer genius.
We're talking about the Weeping Angels in Blink.
I was told to bring this letter on this date at this exact time to Sally Sparrow.
Kathy?
They're coming. The angels are coming for you, but listen, your life could depend on this. Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They are fast, faster than you could believe. Don't turn your back. Don't look away, and don't blink.
To me, this series will never, ever reach those heights again, especially now. Sure, the scenarios were fantastical, but the stakes were real. Make no mistake about it. The backbone of every episode. Keys to the series' long-standing success. Sure, it didn't always stick the landing, but you always had to give it credit for trying, at the very least. Trying to be different, trying to be otherworldly, yet vaguely familiar. Contrast that to today's effort, all bent on being socially and politically relevant.
What are you?
I am
extremely confused.
And yet vaguely otherworldly. Dude, you got this thing backwards. They know it. Of course they know it.
They're schemers.
schemers trying to control their little worlds.
Russell T Davies damn well knows. There's a lot of fanfare when this guy was announced to be coming back.
Why?
I don't know. I guess people really expected him to come back and fix things. Chitnell destroyed them.
Why?
I don't know. One quick look at his bio clearly tells you that's not his MO. He's not here to reduce any of those kind of messages in the show. He's here to ramp them up. Continuity be damned. Along with any fan that dares to call into question what he's doing. They're seen as him, Chris Clinton, Stephen Moppet.
All in on the new age destruction of the Whoverse.
A lot of people have been asking, what's up with Russell T, man? They got to him. He's such a great writer. Fantastic showrunner.
What's changed?
Nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Well, of course nothing's changed. This has always been Russell T Davies. This is the real him. Uncaged, unapologetic, unethical.
Unbelievable.
Yahoo News. Doctor Who's Russell T Davies is making strong comments about David Tennant's future with the franchise. Fans won't like it.
No shit.
The article reads, Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies opened a can of worms. The 14th and 15th Doctors bi-generated. Very clever play on words. Russell T Davies introducing a bi-generation. Also be interpreted as bi-generation, as in goodbye generation of fans never tune in to watch the show again. Yeah, definitely more the latter. He suggested the twist meant that multiple Doctors were now alive. The ordeal had people excited. Okay. For actor David Tennant to continue playing the Doctor in the future, potentially in a series separate from Nutu Ghati's Doctor. Listen, Russell T Davies may be an idiot, but he's no fool. Can you imagine the embarrassment of having these two shows run side by side with one another? David Tennant's viewership figures soaring in the tens of millions, while this show scraping thousands a week, barely. I mean, it would just be hilarious. He knows it. He knows that's how it would go down. Now, the hilarious thing is, had Davies done a normal regeneration, there'll be no questions in any fan regarding the fate and possible return of David Tennant's Doctor, because he had to insert this message.
The guy's trying to be clever.
He created the bi-generation. He's bound by it. Which meant that fans now think that David Tennant's version is still out there somewhere.
Stay alive no matter what occurs. I will find you.
For Russell T Davies, that's just been infuriating for him, apparently, because it means they won't fully embrace That's what he said in regards to Tennant's Doctor. I think he died. I'm going to start saying he went to Venice 2063, city sank, and he went into a whirlpool, which is really sad. But apparently fans still didn't get it. Continue to play the guessing game as to how Tennant's character can return. Continue to make Russell T Davies even more mad. So he made a second stab at it. David is parked and retires. All Ducati's show now. Genuinely. Not that David might be coming back. He's absolutely not coming back.
I am very disappointed!
So now he's in a hilarious catch-22. If he wants to cement the fact that he's not coming back, he's got to actually kill him. For him to kill him off, he's going to have to bring him back for at least one more episode. If he brings him back for one more episode, the ratings are going to shoot up, shining further light on the embarrassment of the low ratings now.
What a predicament.
That's how much the message means to this guy. Why I cannot believe anything but the fact that this is the real Russell T Davies. The man he's always been. Let me just give you an idea of how starved of oxygen this guy's brain is.
Crazy as a loon.
Remember the Timeless Child retcon? Completely threw away decades of Doctor Who lore in exchange for an almighty DEI score. He was asked if he planned to retcon, effectively retconning the infamous retcon. Here's what he had to say.
Those episodes were transmitted about 18 months ago. I don't think you can step into a show, say you're not rebooting it, and 18 months ago the Doctor said that her origins were unknown, and she did not know what planet she was from, that she was an orphan, that she was a foundling. I can't go and step on that. I think, and I don't just mean for fans, I mean for ordinary faithful viewers sitting there watching it every week, and that's most of the audience.
And it would be an insult to them, I think, to sort of say everything you listened to 18 months ago, I've just ignored.
I think it's just not fair.
Now, just so that can sink into your mind, this TV show, its own established lore regarding the origins of the title character from Gallifrey, was established over a period of nearly 60 years. That's right, 60 freaking years. By the time the first female Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, came on board, mercilessly retconning the entire origin. Decades and decades of fans had watched and grew up, resulting in millions of fans being insulted and disrespected, and yes, ignored. But it's literally the handful of casual viewers who watched the show sporadically, I might add, for the last how many months, that he doesn't want to insult, that he doesn't want to ignore. They're far more important.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
That's strangely never been mentioned.
No, yes, no, yes. No, yes.
But that's T Davies for you. Well, all three of them really. Pretty much picture him way back, first day on the job, overwhelmed with glee, prospect at the amount of gayness he could squeeze into the show. Until the BBC were like,
cool down.
chill out, okay?
Because, you know, back then they were a family organisation, or at least were better at pretending to be. Kind of like Kevin Feige when Bob Iger lifted all those restrictions that were around him, i.e. fired Ike Perlmutter, giving us phases 4 and 5. Remember those?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, well, they were pretty forgettable. Point is, Russell T Davies has a clear agenda. They all do. But to be honest, I don't even think it's one he believes. At least, not enough to commit to fully. Case in point, every Doctor has a companion. More likely than not, that companion is a female. So why not cast this actor in the role of the companion? If that's what you truly believe in so much. Yeah, right. Took one look at that and he was like... What we got instead? Well, what we got instead is what every red-blooded male out there wants to see on the screen. In the form of Millie Gibson. I mean, they didn't just pick an average looker here. They were like, hey guys, we can't take any chances with this. They went all out. I just think it's hilarious, all that talk about rights for this, representation,
rights for that.
When it comes down to it, revert back to the same old heterosexual sex cell. All that goes out the window. Funny that, huh?
Obviously, it's the 60th anniversary of the show this year, and like I said, people would love to see you both come back at some point, but Christopher, for you, your experience was...
Only one person
No, come on, everyone.
And that was my mother.
Guys, wouldn't you love
who's
to
over
see...
there with the beard. Mum, you need to shave.
You'd all love to see Christopher come back as the Doctor, right? See? Now, what would have to happen for that to become a reality?
Sack Russell T Davies, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner, and I'll come back. So can you arrange that?
Did you find it hard to be like associated with the character given...
Not at all. I love being associated with the character. Okay. Just don't like being associated with those people and the politics that went on in the first series.
But what of the other guy? Yes, Shidigatwa. When I heard the next Doctor Who might be played by a black actor, well, it raised an eyebrow. Sure, the character was historically played by a white actor, but there was nothing in the law to say that it always had to be, I don't think. So my mind starts to wonder. All the amazing black British actors that I grew up watching on the screen. Like the amazing classically trained Adrian Lester. Simply brilliant in the TV series Hustle. Colin Salmon, the Pierce Brosnan Bond era. First black actor to have his name entered into the conversation of who could play Bond. Hugh Quashie, you know that black actor every SJW forgets was in Star Wars.
How convenient is that? Wow, how convenient is that?
Richard Ayoade, very definition of quirkiness and intelligence. And to be honest, he'd probably be my #1 pick. David Oyelowo, he's been tearing it up over in the Hollywood scene for a number of years now. Always excellent in everything he does. Lenny Henry, an absolute legend in the UK, paved the way for many a black actor. Sure, we'll probably need to omit that whole...
Rings of Power fiasco.
Hey, you make a great Doctor. I mean, I could go on and on. Really is no point, is there? Because what we ended up getting was Amdram at the BBC. Saw the pedigree of talent the other actors were bringing. This guy, he's about as intimidating as a daisy chain necklace. No gravitas if it slapped him upside the head. Sorry to be going off on the guy, but he's not even in the same book as the other black actors I mentioned, let alone the same page. So I hear him talking about how hard it is for other black actors to get work. Yeah, diversity hires like you always take their roles.
Now you pissed me off!
I mean, please tell me, Shidigat. Tell me you're self-aware to know that you are only selected for 2 reasons. 1, your bedroom preference. 2, the colour of your skin. None of those 2 involved any talent per se. These people are using your black ass. Nothing but a skin job to something they could pack their message into and use your colour as a shield. And that's what you're doing now. Now it's all out there that the ratings are in the toilet, which we all knew it would be, including officially the worst ratings in the show's history.
Is that bad? Very bad. Very, very bad.
Now you're trying to play the race card. It's not gonna work. Because we all know the truth. Selling a defective product. Your customers don't want it. Even your alphabet people didn't show up to watch you. So what does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells you. You came from obscurity. Unfortunately, when it's all said and done, when you're down to the last couple of thousand people watching, comprising of members of the film crew, family, friends, neighbours, and anyone else gaslit into watching you. That merciful day eventually comes, and they yank this corpse of a show from the air permanently. More likely gonna disappear back into obscurity. Nothing but the stench of being the one defecated on the grave of a British pop culture phenomenon. Then you'll have enough time on your hands to touch as much grass as you can get your hands onto. Congratulations.
I try to show the schemers how pathetic their attempts to control things really are.
You know, the very powerful and the very stupid have one thing in common. They don't alter their views to fit the facts. They alter the facts to fit the views. Which can be uncomfortable if you happen to be one of the facts that needs altering.